Vinyasa Flow Level 1, 2 by Maureen. So any requests today? Just like to move and really get back into practice. Okay, so we can do a bit of just kind of flowing, some standing poses, some vinyasas. So, let's just get started. Let's start seated. So this class is a little bit shorter now. It's an hour. There's more time. So a little bit faster. So let's just start comfortably seated, whatever that means to you. You can cross your legs. You can sit up on a blanket or bolster or something. And then go ahead, once you're seated comfortably, go ahead and close your eyes. We'll just take a moment here, seated, just to ground ourselves, just to feel a little bit more rooted and connected. And keeping that sensation of being rooted, start to sit up a little taller. Feel your spine grow a little bit longer. Feel the breath really move into the body with your next inhale so that you expand the lungs a bit more. And then let it go on the exhale. So if you want to take the occasional sigh with your mouth open to exhale, sometimes that's a really nice way to let go a little bit more, release some tension, some pent up energy if you need to. Then just being mindful of the breath. Let it carry you throughout the class. Let it guide you. Take a moment to bring your hands together in front of your heart. Continue to sit tall. Press the palms together. Maybe set a dedication or an intention for your practice this evening. And continuing to sit tall, start to draw the chin toward the chest so that you're bowing in toward your hands. Then go ahead and release the hands, let your eyes open. Then lifting the head, taking the room back. And then when you're ready, coming forward to hands and knees. So just transitioning from seated into a hands and knees position. If you want to set up something under the knees to make them a little happier, if that's more comfortable, you can do that. And then once you're set up on all fours, just start to slowly move through cat and cow. So hard forward on the inhale. Round into the back body on the exhale, push the ground away. And just cycling through with your breath pace, inhaling forward, exhaling to round. Feel that stretch in the spine. And then settling back into a neutral spine. Go ahead and keep your hands firmly planted. Spread the fingers a little bit wider, perhaps some space between the digits. Stepping your right foot back, come onto the ball of your foot, seal it into the back of your mat. And then pushing firmly with both hands, engaging the core a bit, without letting the hips lift much at all. Step the left foot back to meet it so that you're in plank. Take another inhale and plank. Charge up the legs, charge up the arms and the core. Then start to lift your hips up now. Pressing your hips back to downward facing dog. And start to pedal out the feet. Just bending one knee and then the other so that you're just letting the legs walk out a little bit here. And then still the pedaling of the feet. Push the hips even further back. So see if you can really sit your hips all the way to the wall behind you. Maybe bend the knees just a little bit and press the thighs back even more. Feel the inner thighs rotate behind you, spinning towards the wall behind you. Take another inhale. And then Gently lower the knees back down. Let's take a brief child's pose, just to kind of get into that space of allowing ourselves to let go. So you're welcome to take any child's pose, any restful pose, any time during the class. If you need to take breaks, scale it back, modify any poses that you need to make the practice work for you. And then slowly come back up to all fours, to hands and knees. And then if you widen the knees, go ahead and bring them right underneath your hips. So you're back to that even tabletop, spreading the fingers. Now step the left foot back, coming on the ball of the foot. Seal the ball of the foot. And then once again, don't let the hips lift. Just step the right foot back slowly to meet it so you're in a full plank. From this, look forward. Shift your shoulders past your wrists. You're leaning. Then maybe knees down the first time. Bend your elbows straight back. Keep pulling the chest forward and lower slowly onto your belly. Once you're down, stretch the toes back, uncurl them. Glide the hands a little further back so that they're by your bottom ribs. So your wrists are under your elbows. Push into the hands, pull the chest forward, come into a low cobra. Shoulders draw back. Maybe upper back bend, focus on that area. Lower on the exhale. Do that again. Inhale, stretch the chest forward, maybe a little higher. Exhale, lower down. Inhale once again, pull forward to cobra. From there, just press back up to hands and knees, at least this first time. Curl the toes, lift the knees. Return to that side. And then from downward facing dog, walk your feet forward to your hands. You're just going to come to a forward fold at the top of your mat. And then once you're there, go ahead and let your arms just hang for a moment. Bend the knees a little bit, maybe clasp the elbows if you'd like. Just a little kind of swaying with the elbows clasped. And then release the arms. Bend the knees even more. Roll slowly upright to standing. And once you're upright, take a moment to ground the feet. Center the weight evenly in all 4 points of the feet. Roll the shoulders back, turn the palms to face forward. So you're standing in Tadasana mountain pose. And then as you inhale, stretch the arms out and up. Reach and look up at the ceiling. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Stretch it straight up and then exhale, tip over to the right. Draw the shoulders down the back. A little side body stretch. Maybe look underneath that top arm. And then inhale, back upright through the middle, grabbing that right wrist, stretch it up, inhale, exhale, tipping over to the left, shoulders down the back. Once again, look forward or underneath the right arm. Keep going out with the music, I don't know what's happening, keep stopping. Inhale, stretch it back up to center, unclasp, exhale, open the arms wide, draw the hands to the heart, bow the chin to the chest. And then lift the head, gazing forward. We're going to move slowly through starting Namaskara A. Standing tall, inhaling, circling the arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Open the arms and bow all the way down. Stretch halfway up on the inhale. Either pull the hands to the shins or touch the ground, but make sure you have a flat back. So lengthen forward even more. See if you can put a little more weight in the balls of the feet. So you're stretching the heart forward. Then on your exhale, bend the knees all the way, plant the hands, step back to plank pose. Once you're in plank pose, push the ground away, look forward, start to lean. Shift your shoulders past your wrists, then knees down. If you're modifying, you can always keep them up. Chaturanga once again to your belly, all the way down. Stretch the toes back, push the ground away, inhale, coil forward to a low cobra. Stay there or come higher, maybe straighten the arms to up dog. Once again, you can always stick with cobra. Exhale, return to down dog. So hands and knees maybe, or flip the feet if you want to use that core to pull back to downward facing. And then take an inhale, look between the hands. When you're ready, your feet will come to your hands. So you can either walk it forward again, or you can do a step, or maybe a hop forward. So if you're at the front of the mat, inhaling and rising halfway up, flat back. Hands come to shins. Exhale, folding back down over the legs. Arms go out with the flat back. Inhale, lead with the heart, rise all the way to stand. Raise the arms to the ceiling, look up, reach higher. And then exhale, draw the hands down to the heart. Let's do 2 more, maybe a little faster. Feel free to slow it to your pace. As you inhale, circle the arms out and up, reach the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold, come all the way back down. Inhale, stretch halfway up, long spine. Bending your knees, plant the hands, step to plank. From your plank pose, look forward, lean, shoulders past wrists. Chaturanga on the exhale, knees up or down. You choose, and right to cobra or upward facing dog. On the exhale, right back to downward facing. Once you're in down dog, stay for 5 breaths. See if you can use your upper and lower body equally. So if all the weight's kind of in the shoulders and the arms, you can use the legs more. Press the thighs further back. And then continue breathing. And then when you're ready to come forward on your 5th exhalation, either walk the feet up to the hands or hop or a little step and a step. And then once you're at the front of the mat, inhale, stretch it halfway up to Ardha Uttanasana, long spine, flat back. Folding back into Uttanasana, exhale. Arms stretch out like wings on the inhale as you come all the way up to stand. And then draw the hands through the heart center. Let's take that again. Inhale, Surya Namaskar A. Arms circle to the ceiling overhead. Exhale, forward fold, dive back in. Inhale, stretch up halfway, flat back. Bending the knees, plant the hands. Vinyasa, step to plank pose. Once you're in plank, look forward. Really lean to take chaturanga. Then exhale, lower. Then inhale, finding your back bend. On the exhale, return to downward facing dog. Roll the hips back. Staying in downward facing dog for 4 more breaths. Breathing evenly in and out. And once again, when you're ready, gaze forward. Look where you want to go. Feet come to hands. Walk, step, or hop. Once you're at the front, inhale, stretch it halfway up. Exhale, folding in again. Arms out, inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, take the hands to the heart. Let's stay standing. Work our balance a little bit. So bring the feet all the way together. Take the hands to the hips. And then bend your right knee. Round your left foot. Point your right knee to the right. Keep your hips facing forward. Then step the foot to the calf. Stay in the calf if you like, or bring the foot to the inner thigh above the knee, just making sure that the right hip doesn't hike up. You can always keep it lower, you can always touch it down if you need to, you can always go to the wall. And then maybe take the hands to the heart, or you can always keep them at the hips. And then maybe you're staying a little more grounded today, or maybe you're raising your arms. Decide where you need to go, where you need to stop. And then find a fixed point, staring straight ahead, standing tall. Take 1 more inhale. Then slowly release on the exhale, standing on 2 feet. Right. Bringing the feet together, folding the hips, standing tall. Transfer the weight now into the right foot and bend the left knee. And then let the knee open, not really pointing to the side, more pointing toward the corner. And then take the foot up. And then maybe, once again, maybe it stays lower today, stays at the calf, touches down, maybe it comes to the inner thigh. And then if you are pressing the foot into the leg, make sure it's not on the knee at all. So pressing it into a place that you can press the leg back into it. Maybe hands to heart. Standing really tall, lengthening upward away from the ground. Maybe take the arms overhead or keep them lower. Any movement you do should be guided by your breath, even in balance poses. That's of the utmost importance. Then when you're ready, slowly release. Take it down. Step the foot to the mat. Right, let's start to move again. All right, standing back to the top of the mat. Let's do this. Go ahead and separate your feet to hip distance. We're going to take a wide-legged chair pose to start. So bending your knees, drop your seat, sweep your arms forward and up, transfer the weight into your heels. So hips go back and down, and you're sinking as if you were trying to get into a chair, but you're not sure where it is. So your butt's going lower and lower. Take another inhale here. On the exhale, forward fold. Straighten the legs, bow all the way down. Inhale, stretch the chest forward halfway up. On the exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step your right foot to the back of your mat. You're going to come into a high lunge. So you can be on the fingertips if you need to. Make sure you really work that right foot further back so you have a nice long lunge. Then take that right knee down. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, you're going to come into a kneeling lunge. Raise your arms to the ceiling while bending your left knee forward and lifting your upper body nice and high away from the hips. And then let's do this today. Bend your elbows into a cactus shape. So the elbows are shoulder height. Draw the forearms together in front of you. Cross your right elbow over your left and either complete the eagle wrap or do a shoulder wrap. So connecting the arms and then trying to lift the elbows higher, present the forearms forward while still bending the knee forward. Maybe just for a moment, lean the head back, look up as you point the fingers higher. And then unwind the arms, stretch them open, turn the palms up. Now take the arms back overhead, get even more height. Lift the back body higher. Take another inhale. And then exhale, lean forward, hands to the ground. Curl the back toes, lift the knee. From here, step back to plank pose. Slide that left foot back to meet the right foot, or you can always wiggle it back. Now look forward, lean, shift your shoulders past your wrists. Take the vinyasa, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And then exhale, return through down dog. So keep in mind whenever I call out for vinyasas, you're always welcome to skip them here and there, take breaks if you need to. Back and down dog. Inhale, send your right leg straight back behind you, three-legged dog. So raise that leg up to the ceiling. Maybe lift it a little higher. See if you can really separate the legs. Lift your left heel up away from the mat so you're on the ball of that foot. Now that you have more height, bend your right knee into your chest, shift forward. Look between the hands, and then step the foot up. So if it didn't make it all the way, give it a boost. Once it's there, you have a long lunge. Take the back left knee down, uncurling the toes. Inhale, rise up to that kneeling lunge. Arms up. Upper body lifts, and then bend the elbows. Take the arms out, draw the forearms together in front of you. Left goes over right this time, so switch to crossing, and then eagle wrap for some, shoulder hug for others if that's better for the shoulders. And then everyone can get the elbows to lift higher away from the ground. Keep that right knee bending forward, keep the upper body lifting up away from the hips, maybe lean the head back a bit. Then slowly uncross the arms, stretch them wide, palms up. When you're ready, reach for the ceiling. One more inhale. Exhale, leaning forward, hands down. Curl the back toes and lift the knees so you're in a lunge. Now look forward on the exhale. You're going to step your left foot to the front of the mat to meet your right foot. Once you're there, inhale, come up halfway with the flat back. Long spine. Folding down again on the exhale. Arms out on the inhale as you come to stand. Hands hard on the exhale. Do that again, starting with the other side. So Namaskar seat variation. Inhale, floating the arms out and up. Now on the exhale, do this. Come into that wide-legged chair. Bend the knees, drop the seat back and down. Sit a little lower, lift the chest a little higher, maybe look between the hands. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stretch halfway up, flat back. Bending the knees, plant the hands. Now set the left foot back first this time. Set it all the way back. Wiggle it far back so you have a long lunge. Take the knee down, uncurl the toes. Inhale, arms to the ceiling, Anjaneyasana. Bend the elbows outward. Draw the forearms together. And then cross, left over right. Wrap, lift the elbows, Lift the gaze, maybe look up, maybe lean the head back. Then unwrap, stretch the arms out, palms up, reach for the ceiling again. Exhale, lean forward, hands down. Curl the back toes, lift the knee, step to plank. Once you're in plank, look forward, lean and shift. If you're taking that vinyasa, chaturanga or halfway, inhale, heart lifts right into your back bend. Exhale, pull back, downward facing. Right. Once you're in down dog, inhale, send your left leg all the way up and back. Three-legged dog. And then once the leg is raised, lift off of your right heel, lift it higher. Get that left leg higher to the ceiling, and then start to bend that left knee to the chest. Shift forward, shoulders on top of wrists, look between the hands, and then step the foot there. So once it's up where it needs to go, take the back knee down, uncurl the toes, inhale, kneeling lunge, arms up, and then bend the elbows, arms out, forearms together, and then right over left, switch the crossing, eagle wrap, elbows high, gaze high, head leans back, and then unwrap, keep the chest lifting, arms out, stretch it all the way overhead, one more breath in, and then exhale, lean it forward, hands plant to the mat, curl the back toes, lift the knee, look forward, exhale, step the right foot to the front. Then stretch halfway up, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale as you fold back over the legs. Arms out on the inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, take the hands together. Great. Let's stay standing at the top of the mat. This time, I'm going to have you bring your feet together. So now we'll take a narrow stance. So there's a little space between the heels, but the sides of the big toes are touching. And then hands to the heart. Move through a slow Surya Namaskar V variation. Bending the knees. Inhale, come into chair pose. A little bit more narrow now, so really dig those heels deep. Take another inhale. On the exhale, fold over the legs, straighten them, bow down. Stretch halfway up on the inhale. On the exhale, bend the knees. Hands down. Optional vinyasa. You can always just step to down dog if you're skipping the flow. If you're not, move through with your breath through that vinyasa. Once you've made your way back to downward facing, inhale, send your right leg straight back behind you. So just like I did before, try to get that leg even higher, lift that left heel further from the ground. Then bend the knee, pull into the chest, look forward, step it up. Once it's between the hands, maybe come on fingertips, or you can always use blocks. Spin the back foot down 45 degrees so that you're aligned front heel to back heel, or walk your right foot to the right so that you're hip to hip. On your inhale, you're going to lift up to warrior one. So spin the back foot down, raise up away from that right thigh, and then square everything straight forward to the front of your mat. So try to bring that outer left hip a little further forward. You can even kind of grab it and guide it there. And then raise that arm back up. Hold the side of your right hip and feel like you could pull it back a little more. And then squeeze the inner thighs together while pulling the belly back and bending your right knee further. And then bring that right arm straight up as well. Straight arms, stretch it even higher. Try to touch the ceiling. And then exhale, leaning forward, hands down. And then lift your back heel. Once again, optional vinyasa. Maybe you just go straight to down dog. Maybe you step to plank, shifting forward, flow, or skip it if you need to. And then from that down dog, inhale, go ahead and extend the left leg straight back. And then get that height so you have more clearance. When you're ready, pull that knee really high into the chest. Lift up away from the ground as you shift forward so you can step the foot forward. And then once you have that foot forward where it needs to go, set your feet up for Virabhadrasana 1. So back foot 45, left toe stay pointing forward. And then as you inhale, you lift up away from that front leg and stretch the arms up. So if heel to heel is too narrow and you can't square the hips, front foot to the side a little bit so you're hip to hip. Give yourself more space so that you can feel a little more stable. And then go ahead and kind of hold that outer back hip and draw it forward. Spiral the inner right thigh behind you. Hold the side of your left thigh, drag it back. Pin it in. Then pull the navel back to the spine, send that arm back up, get the arms really straight, shoulders out of the ears. Maybe look up, bend your front knee further. And then let it go. Exhale, lean forward, hands down. Come into a high lunge, step back to plank. And then decide if you're going to move through the vinyasa or just pull straight back to down dog. Right, from downward facing dog, go ahead and either walk, step, or hop your feet to the front of the mat. On the exhale, bring yourself forward. Once you're in a forward fold, rise up halfway on the inhale, stretch the chest forward. Exhale, folding all the way back over the legs. Wiggle the feet all the way together. Once they're centered, bend your knees, drop your seat. Inhale, come to chair pose, narrow stance. Squeeze the inner thighs close. Release the tailbone down behind you. Sit the hips a little bit further down. Yes. Now inhale, press to stand, stretch it up. Exhale, take the hands to the heart. Let's move into some external standing poses. So, how are you? Is it a little warm?
Yeah, no, it's good.
Okay. I can't tell with like the humidifier on, if it makes it warmer. All right, let's switch it up a bit. Let's stand facing chestward, or facing the left. And then you're going to separate your feet wide apart. So normally in class I would move around and everything, but I'm just going to stay in my spot at the front. So you have a very wide stance, hands are on your hips. And then bend your right knee. Once the knee is bent, point the toes to the right. So externally rotate, so you're going to keep the toes straight forward. And then turn your back foot in 45, slide the heel a little further back so that you line up heel to arch. So you're going to look back and make sure your front heel lines up with the arch of the back foot. So your stance a little bit longer, a wider stance, yeah. And then once you have that, keep your torso facing the side. And keep the shoulders above the hips, stretch the arms front to back, so you're in warrior two. And then look down at your right knee for a moment, bend it deeply. If it goes past the ankle, extend the stance longer so the knee doesn't go past the ankle. And then stretch the arms really far apart, draw the shoulders down the back, and looking forward at your right hand, as if you could just gaze past the fingertips. And then rotate the right hand up. As you inhale, raise it to the ceiling. Let the left hand either come to the hip or slide down the back leg, so you're reversing your warrior. Keep that right knee bending. Keep the shoulders drawing down the back. And then as you inhale, come all the way back upright. Exhale, bend your right knee a little further. Then inhale, straighten your right leg. Raise both arms to the ceiling. Maybe look up between the hands. And then exhale, return to warrior two. Without leaning forward, just bend the knee, look forward. Inhale, once again, straighten the front leg, arms up. Exhale, bend, look forward, warrior two. Inhale again, arms lift. Exhale, warrior two. Once again, inhale, arms up, straighten the right leg, keep the right leg straight, stretch the arms out again. Look at your right hand. So bend your right knee like the tiniest amount, just a teeny bit. Start to reach your right hand forward, and then you're going to take that hand down to your shin or place it to the outside of the foot, maybe on a block. So you're going to come into triangle pose. So Trikonasana. Take your bottom hand as high as you need to so that your chest doesn't collapse over the front leg. And then left arm goes straight up to the ceiling above you. And then notice if you're kind of hunching toward the ground. See if you can lengthen that underside of the right waist forward a bit more. Draw the shoulders back. And then let's do this today. Turn your top palm forward towards the front of the room. And then raise it overhead. Stretch it all the way forward. Make sure that shoulder didn't hunch up as well. And then try to make your bottom right hand a little lighter. Yeah, maybe even take it off of the leg or block and raise the right arm forward to meet the left arm. And then take that hand back down. Stretch the left hand straight up again. Press into the feet, inhale, rise to stand. Looking forward, bending your right knee deeply, warrior two. Now keep the knee bent, reach forward again. This time, bend the elbow, take the form to the top of the thigh, left arm to the ceiling. Then let's do a little half wrap today. Rotate the palm back the other way, and then take the arm behind you. Let the back of the hand rest at your lower back, or try to crawl it further towards this front hip. Maybe roll the top shoulder back, up to the ceiling. Hug your right hip towards center, bend your right knee more, dig your back heel more. And then unwrap that left arm from behind you, stretch it all the way up to the ceiling on an inhale. On an exhale, turn to face the ground, bring that left hand onto the mat, lift your back right heel so you're in a high lunge, reach your right arm straight forward. Make sure your feet are hips distance. You can always walk your right foot to the right a little bit more if you need more space. On your exhale, you're going to twist to the right and then raise that arm to the ceiling. If you need to, you can take your back knee down. Yeah, twisting to the right, push the ground away with the bottom left hand. And take another inhale. And then exhale, turn to face the ground. Bring that hand to the outside of the foot. And then either step to down dog, or if you want, take a vinyasa. Slide the foot back, shift forward, and maybe moving through that flow. If you want that constant movement, if you don't need it, just a down dog is fine. Okay, from downward facing dog. Go ahead and look forward between the hands. And then let your feet come to your hands. So maybe you walk it there, maybe you hop it forward or do a step and a step. Once you're back to the top of the mat, inhale, stretch up halfway. On the exhale, fold back down. Feet all the way together, bend your knees. Inhale, come in through chair pose with Uttanasana, sit the hips low. Then inhale, press the sand, reach up. Exhale the hands to the heart. All right, let's take on the second side. So turn to face the right, so you have more space. Take a nice wide stance. Hands up and hips. Make sure there's distance between the feet, so you can always measure by stretching the arms out, seeing that the wrists are pretty much right above the ankles. And then hands back on the hips, so you have your long stance. Now bend your left knee from the hip socket, turn the entire leg forward to the front of your mat. So point the left toes forward, nope, forward to the front of it. And then go ahead and bring your back foot in, slide it back so that you have a 45-degree angle, and then set up heel to arch. Make sure your stance is along with the nose, wiggle the front toes forward. Once your feet are set up and you have good alignment, knee pointing over the toes, open the arms. And then maybe reach a little further behind you with the back right hand so that you're not leaning over the front thigh. And then soften the shoulders. And then bend your front knee a little further. So nice strong bend so that you feel the top of this thigh engage and you feel this left hip squeezing in towards center. And then looking at your left hand, rotate it up. As you inhale, raise to the ceiling. And then choosing however you took it on the first side, hand can move down the leg, you can take it to the hip, you can even take a little wrap behind here if you want. And then from your reverse warrior, inhale, slowly upright standing warrior two, look forward, left knee bending a little more. And then on the inhale, straighten the leg, stretch the arms up, maybe look up two. Exhale, open it out, warrior two. Inhale, lifting up high with the breath. Exhale, warrior two again. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, arms lift, leg straightens, leg stays the same, arms stretch out. So without totally locking the front knee, you can keep it just a teeny bit bent. Then start to reach forward as far as you can with the left hand. When you're ready, take it down. Take whatever height you need and stretch the right hand straight up above so that you're in a nice triangle shape with the legs and the upper body is lengthening forward over the front leg. And then draw those shoulders back. And then rotate that top palm. So you feel the outer upper arm scoop in toward the ear and then extend the arm forward. And then continue breathing. Engage the core a lot, especially if you're going to lift that bottom hand. So start by maybe just making it light. Make sure the front knee doesn't lock too much. Press the back heel and then maybe float the bottom arm forward and reach both arms all the way forward. And then very slowly return the bottom hand down. Raise the right hand up. Press into the feet. Inhale, come back up to stand. Moment, look forward, sink that left knee once again, deeply forward. Start to reach out, and then take the form to the thigh. Left arm straight up. And then make sure the bottom left shoulder isn't punching forward. Draw it back. Yeah. You need to take the stance a little shorter, you can do that. And then keep the chest nice and open, and then turn that right palm the opposite way behind you. Take the arm behind the back. And then start to maybe crawl it towards the front hip. So you're wrapping that top arm behind you. And then lift that right shoulder higher away from the ground and further behind you. Maybe you can move that head back. Squeeze the left hip towards center so it doesn't jut out behind you. And then unwrap that top right arm. Stretch it nice and high to the ceiling on an inhale. On an exhale, twist to face the ground. Bring the right hand to the mat. Stretch the left arm forward and then pick up the back right heel. Maybe walk your left foot to the left a little bit so you feel stable. High lunge. Reach further forward, inhale, and then exhale, take the twist to the left. So you're turning your chest open towards the left. So bring the right hand down. Yeah. Left arm forward and then twist to the left. Yeah. And then see if you can charge up that back leg a little bit more. Lift it a little higher. Push the ground away with the right hand or place it on the block if you need height. Take another inhale, twist a little further. And then exhale, let it go. Release that hand back to the mat. And then either vinyasa or down dog. So if you need more movement, take the flow. If you need less, press the hips back to down dog. And then once you're in down dog, stay for about 5 or so breaths. Maybe take that open mouth exhale, sigh if you need to. All right, when you are ready, feet once again come to the hands. So walk the feet forward or hop the feet to the front or step and step. Once you're to the top again, inhale, stretch up halfway with a long spine. Exhale, folding over the legs. Feet all the way together to come into chair pose. Bend the knees, drop the seat. Uttanasana. Press to stand. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, the hands to the heart center. All right, let's kind of go through all of that once again, maybe a little bit faster. So starting with the vinyasa, so feet together, bend the knees. Inhale, drop the seat, Uttanasana, chair pose. On the exhale, fold over the legs, straighten them, bowing down. Stretch halfway forward on the inhale. On the exhale, plant the hands, make your way through that flow to down dog. Step it back, shift forward, bend. Lift the feet to up dog or stay low with cobra. Exhale, downward facing. Once you're back in downward facing, raise your right leg straight up to the ceiling. Lift your left heel even higher. Then pull that right knee to the chest, pull through, step it forward, high lunge. All right, once you have the foot forward, you're going to walk it closer to your left hand so it's centered. So the foot should be right in between the hands. Yeah, so foot comes further this way. Yeah, then spin your back foot down, 45 degrees. Line up heel to arch. Then once you're there, you're gonna windmill open to a warrior two. So you're gonna pick it up and then your chest is going to face the left. Make sure your right toes are still pointing forward. Make sure your back heel is further back from the toes and you have a long enough stance. Then you're gonna reverse it. Front palm up. Inhale, stretch up to the ceiling. Reach it maybe back behind you. Shoulders down the back. On the inhale, come all the way back up for warrior two. Exhale, sink a little deeper into that front knee. Then inhale, straighten the leg, raise the arms up. Exhale, bend it, look forward, warrior two. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, front leg straightens, keep it there. Stretch the arms back out, look forward, reach forward, take the hand down, triangle pose. Hand to shin or outside, and then raise that top arm to the ceiling. Scoop the tricep in and then take the top arm overhead, reach it forward. Keep breathing, don't let the chest collapse. Maybe reach that bottom hand forward as well. Engage the core, reach even further. And then lower that right hand down, raise the left arm up. Anchor the feet, inhale, come up to stand. Look forward, bend that right knee. Reach forward, form to thigh, or you can do hand to outside if you'd like, on a block. Maybe take the top arm to the ceiling, spiral it back, wrap it behind you. Take a half wrap. Maybe stay there. If you do a full bind, you can take the bottom arm inside, wrap it behind, or just keep it formed to thigh or hand to ground. One more breath in your side angle. And then carefully unwind the arms. Take the top arm all the way up to the ceiling. On your exhale, twist to face the ground. Bring that hand down. You reach your right hand forward. Wiggle your right foot to the right. Lift your left heel. Stretch it even further. Then exhale, take a twist to the right. Twisting all the way open. Yeah, try to keep that left hip from sagging. Lift it a little higher. Take another breath in your twist. On the exhale, turn to face the ground. Bring that hand down. So maybe you do a vinyasa between sides, or maybe you just pull straight back to downward facing dog. So we can take all of that on the other side. Okay, once you're in down dog, inhale, send your left leg, stretch it up and back behind you, three-legged dog. On the exhale, bring it forward, pull the knee to the chest, lift, clear the mat, and step it forward between the hands. Once you get it up there, move it closer to center. So you're gonna wanna line up heel to arch. Once you walk the foot to center, spin the back right foot 45, heel to arch, and then open into your Vira-2 on the left. So your chest squares toward the right side of the room. Look down for one, make sure your left knee points over the toes. Reach the arms further apart. Then reverse the warrior, front palm up. Inhale, stretch it high to the ceiling. Reverse that shape, keep the lower part of the body the same. From here, inhale, rise back up to warrior two. Bend your front knee deeper. Then inhale, let's go in and out. Reach it to the ceiling, straighten the legs. Exhale, moving back to warrior two. Inhale, raise the arms up, straighten the legs. Exhale, warrior two. Keep going, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, warrior two again. One more time, inhale, straighten the legs, arms up. Keep the front leg straight, reach the arms back out. Look forward, cut the hips back, reach forward, front leg is straight. Take the hand down to the shin. Reach that top arm to the ceiling. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. And then taking the top arm overhead, scoop the tricep forward, extend that top arm, stretch it long past the ear. Maybe take the bottom hand with it. Try to change nothing in the upper body, but just lift and reach forward with the bottom hand. And then slowly reach down to the ground or the shin, reach the right hand up, press into the feet, inhale, come back to stand. Look forward, bend your left knee, sink it forward. Then reach that left hand all the way out. Form to thigh, hand inside or outside, especially if you're going to take that full wrap. Reach to the ceiling with the top hand. Then take that top arm, take the half bind. Take that arm behind the back, walk it towards that front hip. And then maybe you're staying here. Maybe you're going to try to reach and connect with the strap or belt, or you're just keeping the form to the thigh. And then keep the chest open. Keep the front knee bending, back heel connected. And then slowly unwrap your arms. Stretch that right hand up. Take an inhale. Exhale, turn to face the ground. Bring that right hand down. Reach the left arm forward, come into a high lunge, adjust your stance, widen it. One more inhale, reach further forward, then take the twist on the exhale, turning over to the left. So twisting to the left now, right hand down. Reach forward, twist to the left, yes. Very nice. My music stopped working. And then take another inhale. On the exhale, twist back to face the ground, plant the hands from your high lunge. Last chance for vinyasa. If you want to take the flow step to plank, shift forward, chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, go ahead and take the knees down. Let's take a child's pose. All right, well, I guess my music just decided to not play anymore, so go ahead and take another couple of breaths in your child's pose. And then go ahead and lift the forehead, walk the hands back toward your bones. All right, we're going to come on to our backs. So since it's a shorter class, I figure we'll maybe not go to the wall today. So we're going to come onto our backs. And then we'll have the option to maybe take on, since you both have blocks, if you want to take a little restorative version. So let's start by laying on our backs. If you have a block handy, just kind of have it nearby. So go ahead and lay all the way back down. Place your feet onto the mat. And then have the heels close to your hips. So close enough that your ankles are pretty much right underneath your knees. And keep your feet hips distance and parallel. And then let's start with just a moving bridge here. So you're going to keep your arms straight. You're going to raise your arms straight up to the ceiling. Press into the feet, lift the hips up away from your mat, and then stretch your arms all the way behind you. Let the backs of the hands touch the ground. Get your hips even higher up away from the ground. And then raise your arms back up as you exhale. Start to take the hips down, and then bring the arms all the way back down by your sides. Let's do that 3 times. Press into the feet, lift the hips, raise the arms up, reach back, touch the ground. Arms up, exhale, hips down, arms next to your sides. Take it again. Anchor the feet, inhale, floating bridge, arms reach up and back. Exhale, take it all the way back down, arms next to you, hips to the ground. Once again, press into the feet with your breath. Inhale the arms up and back, hips high. And then once more, exhale, sweep the arms up, lower the hips. Arms come next to you. Keep your arms next to you. Keep your feet where they are. Push into the feet, lift the hips up, and then either work the shoulders further under you. You can grab the edges of your mat or clasp your hands and get the shoulders further under. So traditional bridge, push into the feet, lift the hips higher and higher away from the ground. Anchor the arms, so press the whole length of the arms down. Try to get the back body to lift further from the mat. Take another inhale. Unclasp, slowly lower all the way back down. Arms next to your sides, back body resting on the mat. Take 2 breaths. And then we're going to go up one more time. So either the same bridge pose with the hands clasped opposite or grabbing something underneath or your mat. If you're very warm and you practice Hurley, you're welcome to take a step back this time if you want. I'm going to stick with bridge. So arms can start next to you. Feet press down as you inhale. Get the hips up high. Then shoulders scoop behind the back, underneath you. And then if you're clasping the fingers, place the opposite thumb on top this time. And then try to get the elbows closer together and the chest to lift higher. Push into the arms. Press evenly into the feet. Try to lift the hips even further from the mat. Take 2 more breaths. And then unclasp, slowly lower down. All right, so you can either just stay where you are, hips on the ground. If you would like to take that restorative inversion and you have a block, you can lift the hips and slide the block underneath the back of your pelvis. You can also do this without a block and just keep the hips on the ground. And then maybe pick your feet up one at a time and stretch your legs straight up to the ceiling above you. You're just elevating the legs. So you're just taking a nice little gentle inversion. You can also do this at home. If you're at home, you can do this with your legs at the wall. Or you can choose to take a different inversion if there's something else you'd like to do. Just for the next, maybe not even a minute, not a very long inversion, just the chance to elevate the legs higher than the head and the heart. And then you can rotate the ankles a little bit or kind of play with some shapes. And if you do have your hips on a block, go ahead and take your feet back down, move the block out of the way. And then once you're back on your back, we're going to take a little happy baby pose here. So once blocks are out of the way, bend your knees, grab the outside of your feet or the outside of your ankles or back to the knees, pull the feet apart, flex them, and then rock a little bit side to side, holding your feet or your legs. Happy baby. And then release the feet, hug the knees in. You're going to come up to sit. So you could roll to your side or just rock head to tail if you'd like. Bring yourself upright. And then we're going to take a seated twist. So once you're seated, you're going to cross your legs at the shins. So we're going to take a little Sukhasana twist here, flexing the feet. Sit up nice and tall. Make sure your spine is long. And then stretch the arms out. Turn the palms up as you inhale. Reach to the ceiling. As you exhale, twist to the right. Once you turn to the right, keep sitting tall. Take the arms down. Reach your right hand behind you. Cross your left hand to your right knee. Hold the outside of the knee. Push the right hand into the ground. Prop yourself up so even taller. Stretch the top of the head to the ceiling. And then exhale, twist a little further to the right. So let your upper body just really rotate over to that right side. And with your inhale, Rotate to face forward, raise your arms all the way up to the ceiling, reach a little higher. Keep this lift as you start to twist to the left. Exhale and turn to that side. Keep sitting tall, lower the arms. And then press that back hand into the ground and sit even taller. And then with every exhale, turn your chest further to the left. As you exhale, unwind facing forward. Place your hands on your knees. Flex the feet a little bit. And then make sure the knees aren't too wide. Kind of draw them in so you're crossing a little bit more at the shins instead of the ankles. And then sit up tall. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, start to tip forward over the crossed legs. Keep your back flat. And then maybe walk your hands forward a little bit so you're getting a hip stretch. If this isn't enough, if you're not feeling the outer hip stretch, then you may want to stack the legs. If that's too difficult, just keep the legs crossed so you can fold forward over the crossed legs and get a little bit into the outer hips. Then go ahead and walk your hands back toward your crossed legs. Sit upright, switch the leg that's in front. So crossing the other way. And then once again, make sure the knees aren't too wide. Keep the feet flexed, sit up tall, long spine, inhale. And then leaning forward slowly, keeping your spine long as you exhale. And then once again, maybe walk the hands forward a bit, any amount, however you need. It doesn't have to be very far if you're already getting this stretch, or you go farther if you need to. And take about 5 or 6 very smooth, slow breaths so that we're starting to wind down a bit. And slowly bring yourself back up to sit. And let's make our way onto our backs. So we're going to come into Shavasana. If there's any other pose you need, if you want to do another happy baby, or maybe just kind of take your legs toward your upper body, get a little hamstring stretch, maybe hug the knees in. Any movements you need to get out of the way before you let yourself slow down and settle into Shavasana. When you do feel ready to let your body eventually come back to stillness, to that calm, that quiet, as you ease into Shavasana, feel everything really soften. Every muscle in the body, every muscle in the mind, let everything feel a bit calmer as you rest and restore Shavasana. Shavasana. A little more time. You're not going to stay a little longer. You are ready to move on with your evening. Let yourself reawaken slowly. Bring the movements back into the body. And taking your time, coming from your back, maybe moving over to your side, pausing there to collect yourself. You're ready, if you are ready to join me back upright and seated, just pressing into the ground, slowly draw yourself up. Just finding any comfortable seated posture. And once more, draw the palms together in front of your chest, hands at the heart, fingers pointing up to the chin. Letting your thumbs just rest at your sternum, softening the shoulders down the back. Sealing your practice, take an inhale, sit a little taller, lift the heart to the hands. As you exhale, bow the head in toward the fingertips. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Namaste. Very much, ladies. Thank you at home watching. Have a wonderful evening.
It's so good
strange.
being in class.
Yeah, it's
is.
nice having the space too, and not worrying about, oh, I'm at home and I don't have as much room to move around. Thank you.
I had a problem with the sound.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I mean, like, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you.
Really, at all?
No,
Or it's.
I'd say about half the class, the sound went out.
Really? Okay. That's.
And I don't know if it's mine or if that other person's still there that could answer the question.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I could hear you.
Oh, you could? Okay. Huh. I know like my music player was kind of cutting out, but yeah, it's so weird trying to do this, and like this isn't my computer, this is Christine's computer, and I'm like, yeah. Okay. I don't know. Well, I'll mention that to Christine. I'll see if anyone else was having problems with that. Maybe it's something I need to look into. I don't know, but
So yes, I could hear you. You were just a little quiet, but I could hear you.
okay. Maybe I'll try to have this closer next time. Or I don't know. I'll have to play around with it. Everything is new again. Thanks again. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for joining. Bye.